That was
Here we go. Computer. There we go. Okay, it say we live. It say we all the way live, and we definitely not crabbing. It say we all the way live, all the way live. We gonna crush them tonight, boy. We gonna
oh
crush them tonight. You know, y'all come on up in here. Y'all come on up in here. Get this work. Y'all about to look. Y'all come up in here and get this work. We serving these lessons tonight.
busting
Okay,
heads,
we getting some people in the building.
busting heads, putting people to bed with this truth.
Put them in the bed. Yo, peace, y'all. Peace, peace.
We gonna
Jumbo, Jumbo, Jumbo.
Jumbo.
Baragani, Islam, Salam, Hetepu, Rahubat, Gino Laconi, Nani, Chief Noble Bandele, Elamine back in the building. And once again, we got King El Bay in the building, about to resurrect the dead, if you will, man. We about to drop this knowledge on y'all tonight about the 14th Amendment, the true understanding of the 14th Amendment, what y'all really don't know about the 14th Amendment. Hell, because y'all ain't even read the Constitution anyway. So we gonna bust it wide open tonight, right? But before we get into that, man, yo, check out all my books on Amazon.com. You can go to the Morris Treatise books. You got the Morris Moabite Man, and the latest book. Check out if y'all need a new journal. I got the journal right here. Y'all can get it. It's a blank journal, so y'all can write all your lessons down, all the legal, all the stuff that we about to drop tonight. Y'all need this, so y'all can write this down, right? But y'all check out all my books. Go to Bandele Elamine on Amazon, and you will find all my books. Okay, so with that being said, you can check out King El Bay's, man. I'm gonna pop up King El Bay. King El Bay got his book out. I'm gonna pop it up here real quick. Bop it up. King L
L Bay.
Bay. King L to the Bizzle. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show how this works right here. Boom. How to stop child support. If y'all got some child support issues, man, y'all trying to get custody issues, this is the book right here, man. Y'all need to check that book out, man. So we dropping them Jews, right? So now that we got our little ads out the way, let us to the nook and cranny of the topic, man. Like we said tonight is going to be the true understanding of the 14th Amendment. Do y'all know what the 14th Amendment really is? Do y'all really understand the 14th Amendment? Right? Ratified? And who does the 14th Amendment apply to? That's what we gonna get into tonight, man. That's what we gonna get into tonight. So, um, I'm gonna let King get in there, man. So, um, I got what is the 14th Amendment? I got the 14th Amendment pulled up here too. Like I got it in the chat, and so we
Uh,
might pull that up
I,
though. But I think the
yeah,
first thing we want to do is to show y'all what the 14th Amendment is.
right. First, you gotta understand and break down the 14th Amendment. And what we gotta first understand the construction of law. Law has to be qualified. There's a qualifying element to jurisdictions, to the jurisdiction in which how do you look at something and weigh it based upon the form and substance of it to make a determination if this law can be qualified. Is do it meet constitutional muster? Is it do all the elements align for this to be qualified? Do this for it to be qualified. So let's break it down. It says all persons born or naturalized in the United States. Okay, we're gonna first deal with all persons born or naturalized in the United States. How is a person born in the United States? That's a critical thinking question you first got to answer. Before we move to or naturalized, how is a person born in the United States?
How is a person born? I mean, they tell us, your mother had your mother had you, and that's how you born. But that ain't what it's saying, is it?
But we got to understand these are courts of records. So what they're talking about is a record, a birth of a record, vital records, records. So when your mama get that instrumentality, that birth certificate is the first record that is being introduced into the system. Because everything that they do is they look at the record. If you ask the appeal court and you in the district court, they're gonna say the record doesn't reflect this. If you trying to make an argument in the district court and you didn't raise that before you got to appeal, the appeal court is going to deny it because the record didn't reflect what you're talking about. You're raising a new issue, something that they don't deal with. So we dealing with course of records. So how is a person born in the United States?
How? How are you
Go
born? You saying record, right?
records.
But look, this is before this was written before birth certificates. What,
But we're
1868?
but we're looking at how the jurisdiction got flipped on its head when we're talking about case law, when we're talking about the Thompson, what is that, the railroad? It was what's that case? It's called Thompson versus Railroad.
Y'all like this video and please subscribe to the channel. Y'all hit that like button. Punch the like button.
I'm
Let's get
trying
it.
to I'm trying to remember that case. It's an old case. It's the Thompson versus the Railroad Company. That's the case that flipped everything on its head. But you got to understand, they tell you what they are. They are de facto. We talked about this in the past. So they say they are a de facto, meaning it's not based on facts, it's based on a fiction. And what is fictions? Fictions is a science fiction. It's based upon records. It's based upon records. So you are born based upon your vital records that your family, your mother put into the system. They're called data elements. And they're used as resources. You become a human resource. That's why every institution has a human resource department, right?
Mm, exactly. You're right. You're right, brother. We're talking
Go
about human resources
go to the
because we.
IRS, look up and break it all up. Go to the IRS and they're gonna tell you and look at the human resource department. Look at what's going on. Learn the infrastructure of the institution and the functionality of the institution to make critical thinking assessments about what's going on.
Right. So they say all persons born. That's another word. Like, when we break down the word persons, you know, we know that persons doesn't just mean a human being. We're talking about persons. You look in the Black Law Dictionary, persons has several definitions to what it means. You could be an organization, corporation, a trust. Any of those things are considered persons. So, when you look in that word person, all persons born. So even a person born, meaning a corporation that's born. in the United States jurisdiction, right? So think about that. Corporations are uh, corporations are born. Corporations are born, right? They're created and born, and corporations have 14th Amendment rights. Go ahead, bro. I'm just dropping that in there too.
So you okay? So let's do this. Let's make this a critical thinking assignment. So LLCs, right, and corporations, right? It's already legislated into play. They say, oh, go file your LLC on the state, or go register your LLC on the state. The state already got jurisdictional language for LLCs and corporations. You didn't create the LLC, you just registered with the state. The language already existed. What you did was incorporate your entity within registered within the state and decided what how you was going to operate and what kind of
Right,
business that you was going to perform, right? For services and duties and obligations and your contracts that's going to be around it. So when you look at something, look at the construction and break every element of it down to discern what it's saying, right? So
right.
all persons born and then naturalized in the United States. How do a person? So we talked about how to be born in the United States. It's the United States. How you was birthed into the United States is through records, and now you got to look at how you being naturalized
I want to
because
say this. I want to say this real quick. Being born in the United States is really a creation. You are created. Like even like when you start a corporation, you get a certificate. So when you're born and you're created, you're registered. You get a birth certificate. You get a certificate. Same thing. Go ahead, brother.
the same thing. But you got to even look at the language, right?
Right?
Right. So let's talk about vital statistics in the records and the birth records. That's already
Well, hold on.
pre-existing.
Get back to it. You said naturalized. What's naturalized? What we talking about when we say naturalized?
As we talking about naturalized, we're talking about what? Taking an oath. We're talking about pledging an allegiance, right? So
Right.
let's ask all you black folks, did you pledge your allegiance? Did you take a oath? You see what I'm saying? Hold on one second.
I got you. And that's true because um I don't we didn't take a pledge and I was looking that up. People that are allegedly born in the United States, they didn't take a pledge. And I'm looking for the pledge because I think like later on, y'all, we're gonna get into this a particular aspect too of what how does how do we qualify to be a 14th Amendment? Do we even qualify to be a US citizen? Because they tell us when we read this, like when we read this like on a basic level, it says all persons born. So we automatically think like we are born in the United States, right? So oh, we're all was born in a particular state. I was born in Ohio. I was born in Tennessee. So any of us that were allegedly born, we automatically think that that makes us a 14th Amendment citizen. So we're gonna get into that though. Um, we gonna get into that definitely. That's one of the main questions that I have for King. Um, I think he over there trying to deal with his people real quick, but um, if you back in the building, man, it says All persons born or naturalized in the United States. We've gone over this before, but this is we got to go back over this part so that y'all can like connect it with the rest of it. It's saying that we are born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Now, when we described this before, the term subject, King, was describing the saying that there's a born citizen, a naturalized citizen, and then there is what we call subjects. Okay, so a subject is also can be part of the United States, and we're going to look at that too because there are there's more than one type of citizen that exists in the United States. Okay, so we're going to look at that. But this says, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. And this says that they are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. Now, understand, this was allegedly created to give so called black people some type of citizenship, you know. But you
I'm
back,
back.
brother?
I'm back.
All right, all
I
right, all right. Well, I was just going in
Yeah,
just to
I
start
think
keeping it
we
going.
gotta start. I think we gotta start showing them like some of the stuff that people need to see. They need to see it from the language. They need to see the Constitution. They need to see the state venues, the statutes. Like if you go to Ohio Revised Codes and you look up vital statistics and birth records, they tell you everything as it works for us with the birth records and what the birth record is. They tell you how you were born. If you look at the construction of law, I try to tell people it's like you like you putting construction in together, like you building a house brick by brick. You got to look at every word and do a critical analysis to determine what's what.
Okay, I get you, man. I get you. So I mean, like, you want to finish? I don't know, going through this. I kind of was talking about it, but do you want to go a little bit more into this?
What did you leave off at?
I mean, like, you can go back to what we was talking about. I talked about the United States and subject of the jurisdiction.
Okay, so we got to
I
talk about
talked about the subject. Mhm.
subject to the jurisdiction. So it says all persons born or naturalized in the United States, and it's a conjunction, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That's a whole nother complete thought. There is a conjunction right there, right? That means that they're adding something on, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So we're talking about what is a subject. It don't say subject matter. It says subject to the jurisdiction thereof. It doesn't say subject matter. It doesn't say. That's why you have to read this very carefully with both eyes. I mean, wide with your eyes wide open. All persons born or naturalized is subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So, what is they subject to? What is the jurisdiction thereof that they're subject to? What do this mean? What is under this construction of law? What does this mean? What do the philosophy or the expression and what does it mean? And subjects to the jurisdiction thereof. You got to go to the word, first word, and look up the word subject. What is a subject? And then you got to go and break this out to the jurisdiction. A subject to the jurisdiction. What is a subject? So I can look up Black's laws and let's go break down subject because it don't say subject matter. It says subject. So we have to look and analyze everything and scrutinize everything with a critical eye to make sure that we understand the point of what is referencing so that we can better understand what we're doing or if we're specifically talking about when we're dealing with this, right? So let's look up subject. I'm looking up subject right now. It's a- So we're gonna look at subject. A subject. Um,
Y'all, please,
subject.
y'all, please smash that like button. Smash the
It
like
says,
button.
okay, a subject is one that owes allegiance to a sovereign and is governed by his laws. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So, who's subject? When they talking about that, who is subjects in the United States?
Who are subjects? They tell you who is subjects. It says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subjects to the jurisdiction thereof. It says and subjects to the jurisdiction thereof. Or citizens of the United States and of the states where they reside. So these are three different people. All persons
Right.
born or naturalized in the United States and subjects to the jurisdiction thereof, or
It
citizens,
says it says subject, not subjects.
I mean,
Just so you
subject
know.
to the jurisdiction thereof. So, but if you look up subject, let me share the screen. Could I share the
Yeah,
screen?
shit, yeah,
Share the screen.
of
Let's
course.
write this down. Let's share the screen. So we can start paying attention to the words and the grammar so we can understand as it relates to the jurisdiction.
It should be popping up in a minute.
Did it?
You
Did
know,
this
you know my.
understand?
There we go. You up? You up?
It says subject, not subject, subject. One that owes allegiance to a sovereign and is governed by his laws. The native of Great Britain are subjects of the British government. Men in free governments are subjects as well as citizens. A, as citizens, they enjoy the rights and franchises. As subjects, they are bound to obey the law. So I
Shit,
just wanted
that
to,
sound like a citizen. That sound like a citizen.
that's what they say, subjects are citizens, right?
Now, right, but usually a subject is considered when you're part of a kingdom, and you're subjects. Because like you part of a kingdom, they don't have citizens. They
So
got
this is what
subjects.
it says. Men in free governments are subjects as well as citizens. Men in free government are subjects as well as citizens.
Right.
So
I'm looking.
when we break this
Man,
down and we look at, say, all persons born, how is a person born? Let's go to the Ohio statute because I like people like visuals.
of course, brother. That's what we do. That's why we got it. That's why we screen sharing, my brother. We got to break this down.
Vital statistics. Let's go here. Vital vital statistics definitions. So definitions define things. Live birth means the complete expulsion or extraction from its mother of a product of human conception that after such expulsion or extraction breathes and shows another evidence of life such as beating of the heart, pulsation, and umbilical cord, and definite movement of voluntary motions, whether or not umbilical cord has been cut or the placenta is attached. And it's breakdown. This is their definitions. This is all their definitions, right? System of vital statistics means the registration, collection, and preservation, amendments, and certifications of what? Vital records. The collection of other reports required by this chapter and activities related thereto. Vital records and the collection of reports and required by this chapter and activities related thereto. Related to what? These records. They're vital records. And all the records that's related to these vital records.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? What is vital records? Means certificates or reports of birth, death, fatal death, marriage, divorce, dissolution of marriage, annulment, data relating thereto. What is the data relating thereto?
And other documents maintained as required by statute.
They're records. This is how you born into the United States. They keeping records. They taking your
Through
data and they
records.
keeping records. Are you reading the statute? Are you meditating?
Nah,
Or
they not even.
you see what
Hell
I'm saying?
nah. They ain't read the statute. They ain't read the first. They ain't even read the 14th Amendment. How many of y'all done read the 14th Amendment?
But what I'm
You
saying is,
know,
this they
like,
reading it or they skimming it? Do they understand what they reading? I'm showing you. It says data relating thereto and other documents maintained as required by statute. We talking about your criminal records. We're talking about your traffic records. We're talking about all of these records that's created around what? Your birth, your certificates, reports of birth, your marriage, divorce and dissolution of marriage, annulments, and data relating thereto and other documents. They're
I
documents.
saw that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that.
Are
I
we
see it got married to me.
really looking at this? You see what I'm saying? Are we looking at that? So now we got to, when we break this down, we got to look at everything. Now let's go to the Constitution, right? Let me break this down even further. Let's go back to the. I'm gonna show you. I'm just showing you in the state code. That's Ohio. I'm very good at understanding what we need to be doing over here. Now let's break down what Congress is allowed to do. Let's look at Congress.
Mm,
Article 1, jurisdiction as it relates to naturalization, right? As it relates to naturalization. And what do that mean? I read it to you. Somebody who has to pledge allegiance, right?
right. Pledge allegiance. Yep.
Somebody who
They
has to
pledge
pledge
allegiance.
allegiance. Let me see. Let's go with hey, I'm doing this. I need to keep this down. Now, Congress has the right to make what? Laws on naturalization. Let's go.
Hold on. Let me add you back in. Let me add that screen back in.
Oh, it didn't. It didn't
Yeah, I
put.
don't know why it has me do it. It's on there now. Boom. You see it?
Okay, now I can see it. I don't know if I can see it. I was just sharing the screen. I thought
Oh,
I
okay.
was
Go
on.
ahead. It's up. It's up.
Okay, and it says counterfeiting. Oh, so post office. Okay, you see that?
Yeah.
To establish a uniform rule of naturalization. Congress, this is an Article 1 jurisdiction. So this is not an article, executive branch jurisdiction or judicial jurisdiction. This is an Article 1. This means that Congress determines if you are a citizen or not, right?
Right. Right.
They write it
Check.
in. So now Congress tell you what is the rule of. Okay, so let's go to the codes. So we go to United States.
If y'all got any questions in the comments, if y'all got any, put some questions in the comment section, y'all. If you got any questions, in particular, like if y'all don't understand what's being said, or you got a question on what we've already been discussing,
And then
please put it in the comments.
I just put in the naturalization test. The naturalization test is part of the naturalization process that you must take and pass if you want to become a U.S. citizen, right? So there is a test. How many black folks took a test to become naturalized in the United States? I didn't make this up. This damn right here. You gotta pass a
None.
test. Did you pass a test? It says you do not need to be
Like who was
green card, right? But what I'm saying to you, we breaking it down. We breaking all the things down to determine if you were born in the United States, if you wasn't, if you was naturalized, or was you subject there to the jurisdiction. I'm breaking it all the way down. These are elements, right? These are
check?
elements. So we got to meet every criteria. So when they talk about being naturalized, now we know there's a test that is required to be naturalized, right? We just we just breaking down the 14th Amendment, right?
Right.
So
Right.
we just going from birth, how you born, how a person is naturalized, and how a person is subject to the jurisdiction, right? These are three different criterias in which the 14th Amendment, right,
Right.
says that needs to happen. So we understand now there is a test required to be naturalized.
Facts.
Okay. Now that's an element that is needed, right, in the naturalization process. That's an element. So now we're talking about creating another record. So a test, somebody, did you take your test? Where's the test? I don't even gotta go and look at
I
all the
mean, but
other requirements at the after the naturalization, because we know at least there's a test required. Now let's look up subject, right? We're gonna go look up subject as it relates to subject, right? Citizen. We're gonna look up subject. Now a subject, right, has to pledge allegiance. Where's your pledge of allegiance, right? Where is your written oath of allegiance to be a subject? You see what I'm saying? These are elements. We breaking down each element of the 14th Amendment. In order to be a subject, you got to have an oath of allegiance. You got to take an oath, right?
where does it say that?
Are you here? It says one that owes allegiance
Right. Right.
to
Right.
sovereign. So let's
To a
break down.
sovereign.
Let's break down allegiance so everybody will know that I know what I'm talking about, right? We gonna look at this, right? We talking about we talking about an allegiance. Yeah, baby. So we gonna break this down, right?
Right. And it's funny you say that because you know what they say in school, right? When you go to school, I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Right. So what is a pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
We gotta understand what's a pledge. So we're gonna look up allegiance. Make sure I spell it. Did I go too far?
Yeah, y'all. If y'all are into this game, if y'all don't have a Black Laws dictionary, y'all need to get one. Y'all can y'all can go to the indigenous services.webs.com and there is one online. You can click on that and get it up there too. I
Make
think you
sure.
think you done passed it. There we go.
Uh,
You close to it. Back up. Go. You right there.
a,
Almost.
a natural allegiance. Let me see. Allegiance. Allegiance.
That's funny too. Coming.
An obligation of fidelity and obedience to the
Where?
government,
Oh, okay. I see.
consideration for protection that the government gives. Right? An obligation of fidelity and obedience to the government in consideration for protection that the government gives.
Oh,
So,
did you hear that though? How they say that? You giving your allegiance for protection. You're giving your allegiance for in replace for protection. Uh huh.
so we got to understand what this is. What's the obligation of fidelity? Let's look that up. Let's just go into Google. I don't feel like I gotta keep coming through all these. Let's look at the obligation of fidelity. Let's go to Google. Let's put that in there.
Y'all check it out. Y'all, like I said, if y'all ain't smash that like button, man. We needed more likes. We need as many likes as we can get. You know,
Let's look at what this means.
fidelity. Now, you know when you talk about fidelity, that made me think about stocks and bonds type shit.
Fidelity, the quality or state or being faithful. Ac- Accuracy in detail, the degree to which an electronic device, such as a record player, radio, or television, accurately produce its effect. But I want you to look at fidelity as the first definition, the quality or state or being faithful, right? This is where full faith and credit come from, right?
Mm,
Right? So let's
okay,
look up,
right.
you pledge your allegiance. What is a pledge? Pledge of allegiance means. Let's just go. We're gonna break out, you gotta break every element and essence of this down, right? A pledge of allegiance, now let's go here. The Pledge of Allegiance of the United States is a patriotic recited verse that promises allegiance to the flag of the United States and the Republic of the United States of America. The first version with a text different from the one used at present was written in 1885 by Captain George Thatcher Balch, a Union Army officer in the Civil War who later authored a book on how to teach patriotism. Now, I'm trying to go to what do that means? Let's go. Let's look up pledge. Let's just break all this stuff down. word by word. So we look at the word. Let's look at the word, and then we can go to pledge. A solemn promise or undertaking. You feel what I'm saying? A pledge.
Right?
So if you look up, let's see, what is an oath? Is
I
an
mean,
oath
yeah.
pledge? We're gonna go here. What is an oath? A solemn promise, often invoking a divine witness regarding one's future actions or behavior. A promise, a pledge. You see that? Under oath. Pledge. Solemn. A vow. It's a vow, a promise, an undertaking. It's an oath. It's one of the definitions. Under that, it's an oath. Now let's go to the etymology. Let's look up pledge. We gotta break this stuff down. Pledge, surety, bail, both probably
A
from
pledge.
breaking pledge.
What? Surety. Surety. Bail.
A bail,
Right. I know. I mean, I hear you. I'm just saying, like,
hostage.
uh, you there? I can't hear you, bro. Let me see something. Oh, I can't hear you. Yeah. Yo. Hear you, bro. Uh, is somebody in the chat room or make a comment and see if y'all can hear what's going on? Because I can't hear anything. Can y'all hear King? Is somebody in the chat room or make a comment and see if y'all can hear what's going on? Because I can't hear anything. I can't hear King. I can hear myself, but I can't hear King. Somebody in the chat room or make a comment and see if y'all can hear what's going on? Because I can't hear anything. I can't hear King. I can hear myself. You there, bro? Hey, why don't you come in and come back out? Because I can't hear you. All right, y'all. He gonna come back and come back out. Hopefully, when he come back in, we'll be able to hear him. Um, and then when we come back, we gotta get back into the 14th Amendment because we are breaking this down. But the other part of this 14th Amendment definitely needs to be dealt with, like what we got on the screen. We got to break down where it talks about no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, and nor shall any state deprive person of life, liberty, or property. Okay, so when he come back, we gonna see what's going on. But I did want to touch this real quick while he was gone. Look, right here it says some stuff because it says no state shall make or enforce any law. Now, right there, I don't know what King got to say about it, but I know from my understanding as well that they're saying no state has the right to override what the federal government is doing with the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment is a federal override of state law. And you know this because when you look at the civil rights movement, and one of the prime examples is when the children in Little Rock had to be escorted to school by the army, the military. The military came in and forced the state of Arkansas to make them children go to the same school. That was like an override of the federal government in state law. And we didn't see it like that because what we saw was civil right. But, you know, so called white people and the constitutionalists saw that as a violation to the state sovereignty. Okay. So I I just wanted to put that in there. Now, there is some more to this because like I said, we gotta talk about, do we even qualify as a 14th Amendment? Okay. Because we've had these conversations and I don't think that we are 14th Amendment citizens either. Even though they said that it was for so called black people or people who had no nationality, that the 14th Amendment guaranteed you nationality. Okay. That's what the 14th Amendment was, we were led on to believe. But the 14th Amendment, I don't think it stands up to the constitutional muster of the situation. Okay. So, um, like I said, I don't know where Brother King went to, man. I don't know where he went to, but we gotta keep going into this because we both know what's going on. Now, it's like I said, it says that no state shall make and enforce any law that shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens. Look, of the United States. Now, y'all understand something, that the United States, that term was not used before the 1860s. It was not used. Okay, like I've had lawyers tell me as well that the 14th Amendment United States citizen is a totally different citizen than the previous citizenship that, like George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or what those people prior to that, what they enjoyed as privileges and immunities are not the same thing as this 14th Amendment. This was a legislative act that was to combat the Dred Scott case, which we all understand the Dred Scott case was never overturned. And so, because it was never overturned, Congress tried to create something that would, like, kind of balance that out. And when they created the 14th Amendment, that's what they did. They created the 14th Amendment under their jurisdiction, under congressional jurisdiction, to create a new citizen. All right. So, uh, so check that out. Now, I'm gonna go in here since King taking his little time. I don't know what's going on. He probably having some problems. But I want to talk about the 14th Amendment never being ratified. Okay. I mean, you'll see different arguments, right? But like, let's look at this article. I just want to look at, like I said, this is not necessarily the legal argument. I mean, the legal article, but I want y'all to understand there is the argument that the 14th Amendment was never really ratified. It's saying during and after the Civil War, Southerners repeatedly declared that the cause for which they fought was a sublime moral principle of state rights. Given such protestations, and given the history of Southern resistance to federal authority throughout the antebellum period, it is easy enough to associate rights exclusively with the South. But it's also mistaken. Connecticut and Massachusetts endorsed their interposition in 1808. The Hartford Convention of 1814 did the same. And in 1840, Vermont made it a crime to aid in the capture of a runaway slave, despite the Federal Fugitive Slave Act. And in 1846, the Massachusetts House of Representatives declared the Mexican War unconstitutional. A decade later, Wisconsin asserted the supremacy of its Supreme Court over the United States Supreme Court. Okay, so it's a lot like the fact that states saw themselves as their own sovereign entities, right? Let me see if King back. Let me, because I'm reading this. Okay, brother King is back. Let's get back into the business.
Can
Okay,
can you
let's
hear
see
me?
if he's back in the building. Like I said, y'all smash that like button too. Smash that like button and subscribe so you can get all this. All right, brother, you back?
I don't know what's going on. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I hear you now, brother.
But my picture, I don't know what this little thing is. It won't show my face. Like it started doing this.
I don't know what that is, bro, but I can't hear you though.
Well, we gonna finish out the show.
Yeah,
What
I
what
was.
what I like to show people visual so they can see the elements that's necessary. So they can look and see. So when we talk about the 14th Amendment, there are three criteria. A person that's naturalized, a person born into the jurisdiction, a person that's naturalized, then a subject. So a subject got to take a, if you're going to be naturalized, then a part of being naturalized is a test. We know that being born into the jurisdiction is dealing with vital records, it's dealing with records and other records that's attached to that, right?
Right, right,
And then a person subjected, that means a person who took an oath of allegiance, right? These are all material elements that's necessary to challenge the 14th Amendment status. You see what
facts.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So once you understand how to break down this, now you can challenge the jurisdiction on your status. This is what people don't understand about challenging the jurisdiction. So now you can argue substantive due process.
right.
So my citizenship got to meet what they call constitutional muster, which is a substantive due process requirement by law, by federal statute.
All
So
right.
out of these different three categories, because these are three situations that we're talking about, what are the elements for each situation of those three situations? What has to be qualified, right? Did I qualify? Was I born in the United States? Now we got to qualify it. It got to be based upon something that somebody can qualify the record on. Then you got to go, was I naturalized in the United States? Which we know there's a test required, right? There's some type of test necessary. That's one of the elements. Did you take the test to be naturalized? Then the third one is, or you a subject, did you pledge your allegiance to the United States? Is there an oath of office or oath of something that you put in place? So now you can just challenge the 14th Amendment status if you know how to examine the law,
Okay. So my
right?
that's one of the questions. Um,
If you don't know how to break down the law and examine, this is why when you do a discovery, this is what it's based upon. Show me how I was born in the United States. Show me where I naturalized in the United States, and show me where I was a subject in the United States. Show me the records that reflect that. This is how you challenge jurisdiction. This is what you put in the motion for discovery for, and ask for those records on
Hmm.
your 14th Amendment status. And now they got to produce those records. If those records don't exist, then what? Then what?
Then they haven't proven, they don't have the evidence to prove that you are what they
Did
are
they
claiming.
establish jurisdiction or not?
No.
Was jurisdiction established? So if they didn't meet those criteria due through substantive due process of law, do they have a right to do anything to you according to their own prerequisites or prescription?
Okay. So
Do
now,
that make sense?
makes sense, brother. Makes sense. So now my question is, I got up here, why are we not U.S. citizens? Because when we're talking about this 14th Amendment, they say the 14th Amendment is what created U.S. citizenship. And they got us under the presumption or the assumption that we are U.S. citizens because we were born in the
Okay,
United States.
so let's break this down. I told you there are three criteria going on, right? Okay, I told you, how was you born in the United States? There was a record. So, in order for them to contract with you, right, under a record to contract, did your mama intend it? Was there an intention? Was there something that she wrote out to say that she intended for you to be a U.S. citizen? Do they have a record? Do they have an affidavit that make that statement that your purpose was being to be a 14th Amendment citizen or to be a United States citizen? Was there documents, affidavits, and other paperwork that solidified that you was a 14th Amendment citizen? Did your mama do all
Was it?
the paperwork? Is it there? These are things that you have to discover.
Right, right. But I mean, now there's something deeper than that, man. Because I know we was talking about, are
I
we
know,
U.S. citizens?
I know. You want me to spill some of the beans. You want me to spill some of the
And it,
beans.
yeah, yeah. I mean, break this down, bro. I mean, because I
Okay, we're
mean,
gonna break a little bit of it down. Now, if you read federal statute, they have a federal requisite for citizenship as it relates to your status. And the first one is that you have to be qualified, right, by the board. Who is the board? They have a board, right, advisory board under the Department of Commerce. And it
hmm,
has to be based upon, right, a qualification. The board have to make that. You have to look up the statute, right? You have to look through everything and comb through everything. This is why I say these, when you looking at things, this is why the inspection of evidence, right? You have an evidentiary hearing. Why? Why do you have an evidentiary hearing? You want to challenge the contractual nature of things and you want to inspect to see if all of these things or criteria were met based upon the Constitution, because the Constitution is what erect or gave the jurisdiction to all three branches of government. Without the Constitution, none of the branches of government could exist. So
okay,
now we just want to inspect the evidence when we dealing with due process of law on a substantive end, not procedural, because both parties have to be conscionable of what they're doing. That means we both got to understand what we're doing. when we doing what we doing. That we got to meet, right? Have an understanding of both parties got to have a meeting of the minds. Was there a meeting of the minds when your mother gave birth to you? Did she determine that you was a U.S. citizen? Did you meet all the federal requisites to be born in the United States?
Okay, now one of the things that we was talking about is being a U.S. citizen. Do we have to take an oath?
One of the things is that if you're going to be subject to the jurisdiction thereof as a subject has to take an oath of allegiance, a pledge of allegiance.
Well, I mean, we talked about that, but I'm saying like the fact that if you consider a U.S. citizen, those are people who have taken an oath of office,
Right,
right?
right.
Okay. So I mean, I'm just trying to like get in. I mean, like understanding that, like because
So we got to understand when we talk about a 14th Amendment citizen, we talk about a federal citizenship. We're not talking about a state citizenship. We're talking about a federal citizenship, right?
right, right,
Meaning that you're within the federal government,
okay,
right?
right.
You're a citizen of the federal government.
And where does the federal government's jurisdiction really lie? What is it? Ain't it just like it's D.C.? Like the jurisdiction of the federal government lies within the District of Columbia.
You're spilling too many beans.
Spilling
It's in,
too many. Come on now. Come on now.
it's in,
We
it's in the District of Columbia. We know that, right? It's in the District of Columbia. Okay. So if you're a federal, what makes a person a federal citizen? What makes a person, you have to ask yourself, what makes me a federal citizen? Meaning, if they are a government, don't that mean that if federal citizen means you're a part of that government, don't that mean you have to have an oath of office to that government to be a citizen of that government? A member? Because we talking about membership. So where's your membership? Show me where did they qualify you as a member? Where's your oath? Where's your delegation of assignment? Show me where you took an oath of office, where you was delegated an assignment and you took an oath to the office or duty in which you was going to perform.
exactly, exactly. And then on top of that, just because you were allegedly born in the United States does not make you a citizen automatically because there's different definitions of citizenship.
So this is what I'm saying to you, right? We looked up vital records. That's on the state level, right? I can show you some more things within the state. Let me share the screen again, my brother. Let me just share the screen
Please do.
so we can break a lot of this comprehensive down so people can critically think. I told you life is a thinking man's sport. So let's get to thinking. This is a critical thinking.
Let's get it. Let's get it. There we go. Like I said, y'all, please like the video, smash that like button, y'all. We
Let's
need
go.
y'all to smash them like buttons, man, because you know how these algorithms, you know how AI is out here. We need as many likes so that we can get this information, so it can be put in the system and people can watch this. You know, Like we're trying to get these views up. We're trying to get our subscriptions up because this information is very important, in my opinion.
So
And I
let's
don't.
recognize this, right?
Yeah,
Right. So this Ohio Constitution, and it breaks it down. You're under the militia. So we're gonna start breaking this down. All citizens and residents of the state being 17 under the age
your volume drop.
of drop.
Yeah, you got real low. I hear you, but you low.
I don't know what's going on with this, man. I
There
think
you
it's.
go.
Can you hear
There you
me?
go. You good. Yeah, you good.
Well,
Go ahead.
let's just let me read it. I guess they don't want to. I guess they don't want me to share the screen too much.
Nah, your screen is up. Your screen is up though. I'm watching you. I'm watching it. I'm seeing it on live. It's your screen is up.
I stopped sharing the screen. Did you share the screen? I
I
stopped.
did share it. Oh, okay. Well, it was up when you had it. But go
Okay.
ahead.
It says all citizens. This is the Ohio Constitution. All citizens and residents of this state, being 17 years of age and under the age of 67 years, shall be subject to enroll in the militia and performance of military duties in such a manner not incompatible with the Constitution and the laws of the United States as may be prescribed by law. Right?
Okay.
So when we talk about, it says all citizens and residents of the state. So what makes you a citizen? Once again, so once you go to the vital records, you were born into that, right? Where did what let's go. Let's start seeing. Let's start going to these things to determine how are you born into the United States and how are you a citizen. If you look at all the elements and criteria that's necessary in order to fulfill each criteria, because those are different criteria that have to be met in order to meet some type of element, right? In order to do that,
Okay.
let's go to the United States codes.
Bust it open, man. Bust them open.
So let's just go to the United States code, born in the United States. I know it's under 8 USC. Okay, let's go here. Do you got the screen?
Oh, hold on. You sharing the screen again? My phone was
Let me
sitting up.
see.
Yeah.
Can you
Let me
hear me?
go
I'm
ahead.
trying to, you breaking up. Bro.
I said share the screen again.
I'm sharing the screen. You see it?
Okay. It's coming
Nat-
up. Just take your time.
Nationals and citizens of the United States at birth. You see this?
Yeah, hold up. It should be popping up now. Yeah, it's popping up.
It says the following shall be
Yep.
nationals and citizens of the United States at birth. A person born in the United States. With the United States term, except as otherwise specifically herein provides, when used in geographical sense, meaning the continental United States, Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam, the Virgin Islands of the United States, and the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. What? I want y'all to read this. The term United States, except as otherwise specifically herein provide, when used in a geographical sense, means the continental United States, Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam, the Virgin Islands of the United States, and the Commonwealth of Northern Marine Islands. What is the continental of the United States?
The
Can
48. You're talking about the 48 states, right?
we're gonna ask them? A person born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Then it go on to say, P, a person is born in the United States to a member of an Indian, Eskimo, Alakan, or other Aboriginal tribe, provided that the granting of citizenship under this section shall not in any manner impair or otherwise affect the right of such person to a tribal or other property.
I can't.
Right? So they
Right.
trying to give you, but this is kind of vague because they still don't tell you how you are actually born. They say a person born in the United States is subject to the jurisdiction thereof. A person born in the United States to a member of an Indian, Eskimo, Aleutian, or other Aboriginal tribe, provide that the granting of citizenship under this subsection shall not in any manner impair or otherwise affect the right of such person to tribal or other property. So these are the two elements that you're looking at. A person born in the United States. So how are you born in the continental United States? So let's go to United States code. Let's see if this pop up. Continental United States. Let's just paste. United States code. United States code. Continental United States. Let's go here. I don't want to go to codes. You see this? Oh no, this say continental United States means the several states, the District of Columbia, but does not include Alaska or Hawaii. Under source 5 USC 6. You see that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. You see this? Continental United States means the several states,
Yep.
District of Columbia, but does not include Alaska or Hawaii.
Right. I mean, I understand that continental is the 48 states, bro.
Right. So, so they said if you were born into one of these states, right, this make you a U.S. citizen, right?
Uh huh.
Or if you were born in the District of Columbia, right? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so now we got to go
Can
back
you hear me?
in. Yeah, now we got to go back. Now we figured
Yeah,
out
I can. I
vital statistics. Once again, 305. So let's go here. Then it talks about these are the definitions, right? Let me see. Live birth means that it talks about that fatal birth, stillborn, dead body. Physician means right, attending physician. Institution means any establishment, public or private, that provides medical, surgical, or diagnostic care or treatment, or domiciliary care. What is that? Domin care
Yep.
for more unrelated individuals or persons. Funeral director, right? All of this, right? It says internet means final deposition of remains of body, interment, right?
Right.
It says system of vital statistics means the registration, collection, preservation, amendment, and certification of vital records collected of other reports required by this chapter and activities thereto. Vital records means reports of birth, right? Data related. If we talking about fatal, marriage, divorce, dissolution, marriage, annulment, data related thereto, data related thereto, and other documents maintained as required. Now let's go through here.
Okay.
We're gonna go statewide system of vital statistics, Office of Vital Statistics, a statewide system of registration of births, deaths, fetal deaths, and other vital systems is hereby established, which shall consist of the Office of Vital Statistics in the independent of in the Department of Health and Primary Registration District. The Office of Vital Statistics shall be maintained at the capital of the state and shall be provided with sufficient staff, suitable offices, and other resources for the proper administration of, of the system of vital statistics and for preservation of its official record. This
Okay. Stop right there. So break that down, man. Like, what does that mean?
so they just telling you these are registrations of births. This is how you were born through a registration. So let's go to the term registration. So this is how you can understand they're nothing but a court of records. They're based on your registration. Was you born in the United States? Did you do all of this stuff? Right? Did
Right.
you take
Right.
an oath? Did you take an oath to be a 14th Amendment citizen, to be a part of federal government in order to hold 14th Amendment status? Did you take an oath of
So
office?
we right. Right. So let me ask you this. I got our brother Jabil. Jamil, JB in the building. He asked, "What is my status if I'm not a U.S. citizen?"
That has to be qualified. What do the record reflect? If you're not a
What
U.S.
does the record? I mean, what do you think his record reflect? If you make it like if we make an assumption, like they do. I mean, like what do you think he mean? Like he was born.
So
He got a birth certificate. He got a birth certificate. He got a.
hold on.
Uh, he was born in the state. one of the United. He was born in one of the continental United States. So what would his status be? What is our status then if you're not considered
Let's
a
break.
U.S. citizen? Then what are we?
Let's
I
break.
mean, just I mean, say what it is and then show it. But what do you think it is?
You're a subject. You're an
Okay,
alien. You're an alien.
right.
Why? And you know why you were alien? Because you were registered. They put a lien on you through your registration of birth.
Ugh, you clown. Ugh. Now
So
you now.
now you have a lien placed on the record because you didn't create the record, they did. The record was they just you just imported the record. The thing that happened was vital records already was pre-existing, right? The statute pre-exists you. I was born into the statute. The statute, I didn't create the statute. The statute created the process of registration that made my status. So when I was born as a 14th Amendment subject because I had a lien on me.
Mm.
But this is the truth of the matter, right? As really technically, you really the record is incomplete. Really, your status, they're trying to say you're a subject because you never was really born in the United States and you technically ain't a subject either.
Then what are we?
They trying
That's the whole point. What are we? What are we then? Are we a stateless person? I mean, what are we?
to stateless.
Hmm?
We're but they're trying to say that we're alien, a 14th Amendment alien, and a stateless person.
Okay, you're saying an alien.
Yeah, but you,
Okay,
that's what they're trying to classify you as.
so they're really trying to trick you. They're telling us that we're U.S. citizens, but we're really U.S. aliens. I mean,
Right.
not U.S. alien, but an alien to the U.S.
I'm
or
trying.
or or a subject.
Yeah, I'm trying to break down this code. I'm trying to pull up this code. Let me see. Let me go here. Is
Yeah, you know you're gonna have to defend that comment because you're gonna have these lawyers, man. You got these lawyers coming in trying to say how we not this is the craziest stuff they've ever heard in their lives, that we don't know what we're that we're interpreting the stuff wrong. I challenge really, like, if any attorney wants to come on the channel and challenge these things and break it down and show, please feel free
nah,
to get at me.
they're not gonna do that.
Well, I'm just offering the opportunity because
Oh,
they
they're
want to, they want to say that this is the craziest stuff they heard, and that it's all wrong and how wrong these brothers are. But please feel free to come on the channel and express and challenge it. Like, challenge us, man. I have no problem with the challenge, man.
Let's go
Like,
to 22 CFR 51.1 definition. Go all the way down. U.S. citizen means a person who acquired U.S. citizenship at birth, right? Or upon naturalization by the law, who has not subsequently lost such citizenship.
Okay, U.S. citizen means a person who's acquired U.S. citizenship at birth or upon naturalization as provided by law, and who has not subsequently lost such. Right. I mean, but that's right. That's
I want,
common.
I want you to
So
go
a
down.
U.S. man.
I want you to keep reading.
Okay, let's look at it. A U.S. national. So y'all understand there's a U.S. national. It means a U.S. citizen or a U.S. non-citizen national. So that means people who are some people consider themselves a U.S. national, especially a lot of the Moors. The Moors consider themselves a Moorish national or a U.S. national. But that's not right either. That's not right either. They shouldn't be a U.S. national either.
So if so, the only way this is a U.S. national mean a U.S. citizen or a non-citizen national.
So it breaks it down though, right under it. The next paragraph.
A U.S. national, a non-citizen national means a person on whom U.S. nationality, but not a U.S. citizen, has been conferred to at birth under this or under the law, under other law or treaty, who has not subsequently lost such non-citizen nationality. So
So that right there, hey, that right there saying you can be, yo, that's deep because it's a my nationality is the United States, but I'm not a citizen to the United States.
right. So let's go to look up back to here 14. So what is they talking about as it relates to other laws and treaties?
Or under other law and treaties. Right,
We,
right.
we
Other
go
laws and treaties. Because and that's the part because we think that we needed the 14th Amendment to gain some type of privileges and immunities in America. But that right there says something about treaties.
but I
So
it ain't what you think it is either. See, this is why we got to break all of this down.
well,
Because
I didn't even get into it yet. But go ahead.
okay, so it
Go ahead.
says right, unless otherwise provided under Section 14.1 of this title, the following shall be nationals but not citizens of the United States. So, what is this title? 14 nationals and citizens of the United States. The following shall be nationals and citizens of the United States. We already went here, right? A person born in the United States to a member of this. A person born in the United States is subject to the jurisdiction thereof. We already determined you got to have an oath of office to be born in the United States. And then let's talk about being born outside of the United States and its underlying possession of parents of whom are citizens of the United States and one of whom has a residence in the United States, or one of its outlining possessions prior to the birth of such person. So, what is the other states they talking about? Puerto Rico, Guam, the Marian Islands. Those are possessions of the United States as we
Right.
start to go back. So
Philippines.
the Philippines, they got treaties with these nations, right? See, the Morris Treaty is only one bilateral treaty between the United States and that in the Morocco. So we're neither non-citizen nationals. We're neither non-citizens. I mean, U.S. nationals. We're not citizens or non-citizens nationals or U.S. citizens or U.S. nationals or 14th Amendments. What the record hasn't reflected is that we are Moors. And it has to go through what? This is what I'm talking about as it relates to vital records.
Okay.
That's why you have a lot of people going and put more on their birth certificate. But there's still some underlying problems with that. I'm just trying to break it all the way down as we get through this. I'm just trying to show you what's going on. I don't know why my screen is keep doing that. I gotta fix my camera. I don't know why it's doing that. I think it just stopped doing this. It just these people are messing with my stuff. But we got to understand how this stuff works so that we can better break down and ask for these things. So when you dealing with the court, you know how to ask for stuff and look at stuff under scrutiny. And you can look at stuff under the Constitution. And you can say, did this meet constitutional muster? Am I really a 14th Amendment citizen? So let's look at the evidence. Let's inspect it. Let's have an evidentiary hearing to determine if if we qualify for the jurisdiction or not. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. I, yeah. I haven't heard people doing it. I have not heard people doing it.
Nobody is doing this because most of these people are not litigators. You know we are litigators. This is what we do. We're going to inspect the evidence. We want to see the contract. Ain't nobody going in there and saying, let me see the records, uh, asking for discovery to see if I qualify. Do this court has qualified jurisdiction?
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep, man. I'm telling you, nah, they haven't. Like, if you go in court and make them pull the records up, like, where is the records that reflect what y'all say I am?
Exactly.
Where they at?
Let's look at the records to
Right.
determine, do you have jurisdiction? Either you do or you don't. And let's make it's a matter of record.
So what about the fact that you have went out and put on records? They ask you, like, when you go to get a driver's license, what's the one question they ask you? Are you a U.S. citizen? And you say yes. Does that qualify you to be a U.S. citizen now that you claimed it?
No, you just committed perjury.
Mm. So they can't use your social security or your driver's license to
They
prove on record that you are. Well, you said you put on your driver's license that you were a U.S. citizen. You got a social security card. You said you were a U.S. citizen. Can they use that as record?
they can use whatever, but here's the case. It still has to be qualified. Let's inspect the records to determine was I able to even to be allowed to perform those duties, to get a driver's license, to get a social security card. Was did I meet all the criteria of the 14th Amendment required to the elements that's necessary so I could go get a birth certificate or a social security card? You ask for the discovery to inspect. If the record reflect that, then everything else is fruit of a poisonous tree. You wouldn't been able to get in those contracts because you didn't qualify for 14th Amendment citizen.
Aha. Aha.
You see what I'm saying?
Hey,
If you didn't meet all the other, if you weren't born in the United States, you didn't take a test to be naturalized, or you didn't pledge an oath, or you weren't qualified by the board and took an oath to be a oath of office, then you couldn't perform none of those other duties or tasks. You weren't allowed to get a driver's license. You weren't allowed to get a birth social security card. You wasn't allowed. They had a duty and you had a duty. They were supposed to qualify based upon the record. There was somebody supposed to have been checking off and saying, "Did you do this, this, and this?" But because nobody is doing that, that's a dereliction of duty on their end, right? So let's look up dereliction of duty to determine what does that mean. So we're gonna look up there.
Okay, let's get it.
Come on, man, we're gonna break this down.
Are you putting it up on the screen?
I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
All right, all right. For all of y'all who joined back in, like I said, if y'all haven't smashed that like button, smash the like button
Let's look
and
up.
subscribe.
I'm just gonna go to the Ohio revised code. We're gonna break this down. Ohio. I want to go to.
Have you put it up yet? I don't see nothing.
I ain't put it up yet. I'm still going through.
And after this, man, I want to get into the fact if
Let's go
you
here.
know
Let's
the
go.
14th
Okay.
Amendment. Mm-hmm.
Let me share the screen. I was trying. I was gonna pull it up on the Ohio revised code, but just give them a simple definition of it versus then all of this other stuff. Dereliction of duty means forsaking or failure in duty or comprehensive neglect which has or could have serious consequences for the company, right? Means person willfully and
Okay.
neglectfully fail to perform his or her duties or perform them in a culpable, ineffective manner. Dereliction of duty means that you had a duty to accomplish and either willfully or neglectfully failed to accomplish it. Right? So
Okay.
somebody didn't do their job. So you, right? You you were able to get a driver's license and a social security card and do all of this, and nobody had checked off the other boxes to ensure the integrity of the process to make sure of your citizenship status. So you are under a presumption jurisdiction until the record reflects otherwise. So nobody ever asked for a discovery to say, let me see the contract to determine my 14th Amendment status and let's inspect it to make sure I was able to get all of these things. And if I wasn't, then we got to dismiss all this whole process altogether.
That's interesting. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like the way you broke that down, and I'll be listening to you all the time. But that right there was that's deep because you tried you even though I said citizen, even though it security and all these different things, there was a dereliction of duty that was not done, which voids it pretty much voids out what I said.
Right.
Is
I had a duty. They had a
that what
duty.
I'm getting from you? Right.
Yeah, they had a duty to fulfill, and nobody fulfilled it. Right. You didn't. You. So you performed something, and nobody caught it. It was all in error. Right.
Damn, that's deep. It was an error.
It was all in error. So now let's inspect how the prosecutor come in and let's inspect that. And all this shit that they have on their record is false, it's error, it's flawed, it's defective. So now we got to dismiss this whole bullshit because y'all wasn't even supposed to allow me to do none of this shit. I wasn't supposed to get a driver's license. I wasn't supposed to get a social security card because you didn't check my credentials to make sure I met the federal requirement to even apply for these things. And so since y'all administer them in error, don't none of this stuff qualify. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. I told you we litigators over here, baby. We litigators over here. See, we litigators. See, all these
That's
cats
deep, man.
talk that we can break it down. See, there's a difference when you've been tap dancing in that courtroom and don't understand that. See, we can talk all that stuff. Me and you've been in the courtroom. We've been pushing that paperwork. We've been breaking it down. We've been asking questions. Right? Now we asking for discovery. Now they gotta produce. If they don't produce it, now you hit them with a sanction. We're gonna hit a motion for sanctions for failure to provide discovery. They ain't ready for this.
Right.
They ain't ready for this.
Right.
Hey, Bannerlay, they ain't ready for this. They are not. I'm too heavy. King Hell Bay, a cop. Ooh, we too heavy. We too heavy. We too heavy now. We too heavy. Who
Hey,
inspected the evidence? Who having the evidentiary hearing asking the court to produce the contracts which establish your citizenry? Who is asking for the court to inspect it, to allow you to inspect the evidence which they don't have? Who is doing that? Come on now. Come on, talk to me, somebody. Somebody talk to me. I'm giving away too much game. I ain't supposed to be doing this now. You got me doing too much, giving away too much sauce, man. I told you I wasn't gonna do it, man. Told you, you gonna have everybody mad at me, man, giving all this game out, man. You see what I'm saying? Who
that's
doing that?
crazy, man. Hey,
Who you know? What more do you know? Broke it down like we breaking it down. Name a Morris group that doing that. Name one.
I don't know.
Name one. Name one Morris group that can break it down. I keep trying to tell you, we the real deal. We did the work. You ain't playing with no imposters. See? This is a
Check it
lot of
out.
sauce.
You're right,
Ooh,
man.
I want a lot of sauce out there for y'all to get. Come on now. Who ready
Hey,
to get?
put your contact up there. Put your contact up on there, man. Go on the banners, man, and put your
What,
contact in there
what,
so
what,
that
it ain't
at
even
least we
showing
talk to
up.
one. Nah, I'm talking about in the like if you want to leave a comment, put it in the comment section
Come on here.
because
And
uh,
won't you let me do it?
I don't know. I mean, it won't let you do it because
Let me.
one thing, y'all, is the master class. We we got a master class that's coming up where we going
Ooh,
to
we
go
got some
through all
coming.
this information,
They won't even let
put
me
it
do
all together, along with the religious part or and putting everything together, the religious aspect of it, with the rites of passage, with all the understanding of the legal part, being able to pull and extract the record that they have on us, the government has on us,
They
and
won't
being able to
even
extract. Oh, it won't. Okay, okay. Well,
put
maybe
my information up. I don't know. Hold on, let
what's
me see if hold on, let's go to the Moorish. Let's go to Facebook. Let me go to Moorish Universal Society of Tribe. Let me see if that.
yeah, because y'all need to go to the other page we got and subscribe to that channel as well. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, but also go and watch all the videos that have been done on the other page, the Must or the Moorish Universal Society of Tribes. All right.
Let me see if I can share this screen real quick, better. Like, let me see if I can share this. Man, they messing with me, man. They messing with me, man. Can you see that? Bandalay, Bandalay. Hello? For those of you can see, this is the number right here you call. You can get in touch with King L Bay. You can call this number. You can also hit me up on Facebook, on my Facebook page. Hit me up with a message, right? You can hit King L Bay up. I'm just saying I do this for real, not for fake. I drop this science on them all day, every day. Let me see what's going on with Brother Bannerlay. What happened? Is it still going? It looks like it's still going. What's going on? We gave to. We both in the system, man.
But it should be popping back up. See if it's okay. You see me back?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we back. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we got this conspiracy stuff going. I think it was still going though. Y'all like you was still up. I just my
Right.
computer my computer went out, but it was still going. I just went off. So y'all,
Can you
we still here.
can you see the screen?
Hold on, I'm adding that to back to. I'm adding that back. Let's get it.
Brother King L Bay dropping
Should
knowledge
be
to
back
all
now. Yeah, you back. All right,
Okay.
y'all. My fault. So there we go.
So that's you can drop a dime on my side, hit me up in Messenger,
That's on his Facebook.
or you could come to the Moorish Universal Society of Tribes, and here is the number right here on the website. This is the email address, so you can hit me up on this number, right? But me and Chief, we about to
Yep.
go heavy on this. We about to start crushing all of these jurisdictions. We gonna show y'all really how to play this game and really how to critical think. We do this for real, not for fake. It ain't too many people who can break this information down the way we can. There's a lot of people that talk their talk, but I'm a serious litigator. When I told y'all, when you look at construction of law, you have to look at how the law is constructed, break down the elements of the construction, and then challenge the jurisdiction based upon the construction to scrutinize everything to ensure the integrity of the process. Now you can ask for discoveries based upon this construction and the scrutiny to determine if the law can be qualified. And if it's not qualifiable, then everything else is error, is flawed, is tainted. No jurisdiction can be had. You now is free to go because they failed to do a very serious portion of their job under their dereliction of duty and they can't break the law to enforce the law.
That's deep, man. Well, for real, man. Shit, we can wrap it up, man. I know we've been up here for a minute, almost 2 hours though. So y'all got a lot to unravel in this, man. Y'all go back and watch this video and pretty much
They
try
won't
to
let me.
decipher this information.
Yeah, they now I gotta figure out what's going on. I don't know. Like, it never did this in StreamYard before, where I don't even know what this symbol is. So,
I ain't either, man. That means you got the mark, bro. They marked you, bro. They know you. We dropping this knowledge thing, and they done marked you.
yeah, they like this dude broke down. What the hell? He dissimulated the 14th Amendment status. He able to break down the elements in the construction of law to qualify our jurisdiction. Oh my God, he's an
Right.
animal.
He's crazy, man. But
Yeah,
appreciate y'all, man. Once again, appreciate you came dropping in on this, man, and dropping this knowledge. Y'all check the rest of the videos out that we got up. We got several videos. Check them out. And like I said, please share this video with your peoples and let them see what they think about it. And we're going to catch you on the next video. So y'all have a good one. Tuta Nana.
peace.